Hey guys, this is Lisa, back with another video for you from Lisa Wise Designs. And today we're going to talk about wiper cards. That's right, the one like that's on your car, the wiper blades. I have seen a lot of these cards that have these movable items in it online. Some of them are a little bit different sizes. Most of the ones that I've been enamored with have the front piece and the back piece the same height. So when you open them up, this comes out the center in the middle. But I really thought this was kind of cool to kind of cut the front piece down and have it kind of come out the center here. So this is kind of the first workings when I did. Let me open it up so you can see. I made a mark here. These are the score lines. And when you put your little paper down here and then glue it to the side, it'll just kind of pop in and out. So on this one, all I did was I kind of cut down that white piece to make it match my ice cream cone here on the top. So let's get to work on this. Of course, it's surprisingly easy when you break it all down. And the one that I resized, this one fits into an A2 size envelope. Of course, it's a lot thicker, so you may want to watch that. But this is so cute. I think anybody would love to get this in the mail. And then I would put my sentiment or my writing here on the back. Okay. The paper I'm going to use for this one is an oldie but a goodie. This is a Photoplay paper. It's called Mad for Plaid Happy. And the reason I picked this one up on sale is because it has this little dog on it. It looks like a sausage dog. And of course, plaid is really cute. And look at this. It's got like these sausage dogs on the paper. Anyway, so I got it dirt cheap on sale. So I have never opened it, even though this is going to be a use your scraps type video. But let's get to work on our cutting guide. So we're going to cut one piece of 8.5 by 11 paper is all we're going to need for the base, but we're going to need 3 pieces. So we're going to need a 4 1/4 by 8.5, a 2 1/4 by 8.5, and then we're going to score those, and then that little piece that's going to hold the center pop out piece will be 2 1/4 by 2. So since this is already 8.5, I need a 4 1/4 piece of that. And I need a 2 1/4 piece. And then I'm going to need 2 1/4 by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do this at 2 and 2 1/4. So this little piece here, which is used for your pop-up, of course, I'm going to show you how to put it together, but you're going to want to make this smaller to fit whatever die cut or sticker that you have. And like I said before, this is a great project to use up those ephemera pieces and those big stickers that you might have left, because you can see it uses some really small pieces to mat. And here's 3 pieces of ephemera and one here. So cute. Okay, I can't get over it. So let me get my scoreboard. So I'm going to take this 4 1/4 by 8.5 piece, and I'm going to score it at 1.5 and 3 on the 8.5 side. And this is my 2 1/4 by 8.5. So I'm going to do the same score, 1.5 and 3. And that's all we're going to do on this pieces. Okay, so let's put our 2 pieces together here. So on this large side, this large piece here, we're just going to work the score lines on both. So we're going to work those score lines, and on this first big piece, this is what it's going to look like. It is going to be under and then over to look like this. And this one is going to be the opposite. It's going to go up and then down. So this is what it should look like. This one's going to flap up. This one's going to flap down. And the reason is when you put these two together, that's going to fold like this, and this is going to fold like this. And see if I can hold them together here so that it moves this way. Does that make sense? Okay. So this one flaps up, and this one flaps down. All right. So when I did this one, it's easier to go ahead and do some of the matting before we put it together. So let's do that. So to save time, I've cut down some of my pieces here. So my mats need to be 1 1/4 here by 4. So 1 1/4 by 4 here and here. And this one needs to be 5 1/4 by 4. This one needs to be 2 by 5 1/4. And this should be at 1 1/4 and of course 2 again. So 2 of those. So I really like this plaid. It's so cute. That is adorable. So I'm going to put these here. And basically I'm just going to leave 1/8 of an inch all the way around because I cut them down 1/4 of an inch shorter. Okay, right here. And on the small piece. Look at the little puppy dogs, even though I cut them where when I put them back together it kind of makes sense. So you see the rest of the dog here. And then I wanted a big piece of the little doggies here with my sausage dog front and center. So I'm going to glue these down and come right back. Okay, I've got my pieces glued down. I just used art glitter glue, and I'll put the links that I can find, if I can find this paper still, and of course the glue and the details below. So now it's time to kind of put the card together. The only side we're going to put on is the right hand side for now. We're going to glue this flush to the right hand side and only on this 1.5 inch piece here. So the best way I know to do that is just kind of line this up, and I'm just going to make a mark with a pencil. Maybe if I have lead right here. So I only want to do this on this flap from that mark all the way down. Just add me a good bit of art glitter glue. Okay. And I'm just going to line it up flush. Did I say flush? Flush to the bottom right. I'm just going to burnish that good and give it a little bit of time to dry. So like I said, we're only going to glue the right side for now until we get our mechanism working. Okay, now I can let that dry. I'm just going to flip it over that piece on that side, and now we can work on the mechanism piece. So now we're just going to be working on the back of this strip that we just glued on. So I have made some black marks here just so you can see it. These are my 2 score lines, the 1.5 and the 3. Just so you can see where those are. And then I came in and I used my black marker and I made a dot right between those 2 score lines. Just doesn't have to be exactly in the center, but that will give us a good place to start. So here is our example of how this works. So you can see that piece. So what you want to do is you want to put this small piece of pink here. I'm going to kind of line it up with my grid lines. And this is the 2 1/4 by 2. And what I'm going to be doing is lining this up. So here's my black mark. Here's my 3-inch score line. I'm going to line this up here and here. Kind of this is where I want to see. That's going to be popped up. And you'll probably want to play around with these dimensions. This might be too thin, too thick, whatever that you need. It's probably going to be too big for mine too. I'll probably wind up trimming it down some, but this will give us a good place to start. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of sketch out where I would like my score line to be. So I just kind of make sure on my grid that this is kind of straight, because it doesn't have to be perfect. But there we go. I'm kind of going to sketch out an angle of where I want to make a score line. It's going to come between that dot and that 3-inch score. So I'll grab my scoreboard one more time. Take my little piece and just going to line it up on the scoreboard. That's why I have this 6-inch marked out in black for times like this. Use this in score. That's a Teflon bone folder that you can use for scoring. Just kind of trying that out a little bit. Okay, and then back to this. I'm going to fold this down. Make sure I put it on there correctly again. here. So this is the only part that's going to be glued down. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to put glue on that little triangle part. So I'm going to put a fair amount of glue on there because this is the only thing that's holding it on. And I'm going to put it back on here and glue it. And I'm going to try and make sure that I am, that this is going to be straight. So this is the hardest part, just getting this little triangle on here where you want it. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a good burnish. So like I said before, this is really good for scraps. And oh, those leftover big die cuts that we always have that are super cute and don't know what to do with when we finish making an album or a card. And I'm going to fold this to the back and make sure I got a good burnish here. So it'll flap up well. Okay. So if I were to pretend that it's glued down, see, my mechanism works. If it gets stuck a little bit, which mine seems to be doing okay, you can kind of work your paper toward the top, toward you, to get it started so that it knows it needs to bend that way. So cute. So what I had in mind to put here was I took one of the stickers, isn't this cute, this little Plaid camera, and I went ahead and put it on some white cardstock and fussy cut around it, and this is kind of what I want to pop up here. So I don't know if I still want to have that pink around it. So what I think I'm going to do is put this on here and fussy cut it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I decided to do was just do a little more fussy cutting. I just put my sticker down, and I am going to keep a little bit of that pink all the way around. It's not perfect, but we don't do perfect, right? And then this is just going to be glued with the bottom edge of the sticker just peeking out the top. So I'm going to take my art glitter glue, I'm going to glue this down. And that's what I did with my ice cream one on the first one. I just went ahead as I was playing, I made it in white. And then I just put my ice cream down and put my ice cream down and then drew all the way around it with a pencil, and then I went back and cut it out. And then, I don't know if you can see it, and then glued it down here. So I just laid my ice cream down, drew around it, and so then you can see the big piece is still in there. So cute. Okay. All right, let's see if this one's had enough time to dry here. So then when you open it, the little camera pops out. That is adorable. So now I can just glue down the left edge. I just pick that left edge up, and I'm just gonna glue down the 1.5 inch flap. And again, I just wanna make sure that it is flush with the left edge bottom, the card here, base. Make sure I burnish it good. I hope you found this to be pretty easy. Hope I'm explaining it good, because I thought it looked really difficult, but it's so easy once you figure out that triangle. So cute. So I decided on a couple more stickers for the front. So I think what I want to do is I'm kind of lay it out like I did this one. I always like to work in 3s or 5s, those odd numbers. Have like the flower here and the hello and the sticker. So if you have leftover die cuts or stickers, these were die cuts, so I did not have to mat them. This one I did some matting because I wanted it to stick out with the white. So I'm going to glue these on. I'm just going to kind of make sure that I put glue on the right side here so that I don't glue it to the back of the card that opens, that part. So I just put glue on the right side. Good. Then I'm going to put it on the bottom of this die cut. I can always go back and add once it's down. It kind of be at the top here. I do want to show some of my stem of my flower, so I'm going to scoot it over before it dries. All right, and then I can put glue over the whole heart. Uh-oh, almost glued it to my table. Add some glue here. Should have used tweezers, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to put that here. That kind of ties the flower and the hello together. And so this is just a simple hello card to send to somebody. Look at the little sausage dog front and center. And once again, you can just use up scraps. It doesn't take very big pieces of paper, and you can do your sentiment or writing on the back. So let YouTube know that you enjoyed this crafty video by giving me a thumbs up on it, and hit that bell which subscribes you to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll be back next week with some Mother's Day cards, I think. Look how cute this is. I just can't get over it. If you make one of these, please be sure and put it on my new Facebook group, Lisa Wise Designs, because I love to see what you guys do with these projects. I have had some really cute things show up over there recently. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.